post-game show of the Chicago Bulls versus the Golden State Warriors. Glad to have everybody with us today. And Ringo, I think, is going to stop in just a little bit. And we will be taking your calls. And that number is 773-900-8097. Let me get this thing off of there. There you go. We're going to open up the chat and see how you guys are feeling about this insane win. I mean, really, 132 to 118 against the Warriors, who we have not seen. We don't get to see wins like this since 2017. That's how insane this is right now in terms of this level of win and this quality of play that we've got going on right now. And, there's things to be excited about. There's things not to be excited about. But as I told Pat, as the game ended there on the live call, watching a Bulls game these days is like watching a 2-hour slow motion roll of the dice. You don't know what you're going to get. It's a gamble. And with every flip and turn of the dice, your emotions go one way or the other, right? I guess that's any NBA game, but it just seems like that a little bit more than usual. So I want you guys to chime in the chat. Obviously, Vooch had a phenomenal game today. A 40-plus point double-double, which is all-star Vooch. That's what he does. And that's what we had primarily expected when we had Vooch and DeMar and Zach, who we kind of treat as the three betas, I guess you could say. Not really the three alphas, because none of them, maybe DeMar, but then when we threw Lonzo Ball into that situation, and then Patrick Williams, who, that all depends on P-Will and his motivation factor. He did look pretty decent today. But then again, that's with the inconsistencies that we're seeing with this team right now. It's, hey, Pat, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Isn't that the summary of every game is just the shrug, right?
Jordan is still a part of this team.
Well, somewhat. But I kind of think that it's more along the lines of I don't know, man. This is such a buffet of a team that it's like you don't know what they're going to bring out.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what there is. If you would have told, I don't know how you guys are. I unfortunately missed the beginning of the live call, but I'm stunned when I see this score as somebody who missed about half the game in terms of watching it.
I'm not stunned because we've seen them do this.
Yeah.
We've literally seen them all season beat the best, which is weird, right? Because last season, right, like I think the weirdest part about this is Bulls fans are ready to rip the Bulls a new one this year. I'm included in that, by the way. And we're beating all of the best teams. When last year, right, it was all kumbaya, smiles, and sunshine, and we were beating like OKC by 107, but we were getting our heads kicked in by the Golden State Warriors. On like back-to-back nights, like we were doing the Bears dropping 50-point games back-to-back. Now, you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. It's the same thing that we've felt with this team the entire time. Who are they?
Have we ever had another NBA team where we felt like that, or at least a Bulls team where we?
You know what? I think, for me, it's different, right? Because I remember them a lot more fondly. So you'll probably be able to add more insight to this than I even can, right? Because they were the team of my childhood. But I think that Baby Bulls team, right? Like they would beat some of the best.
Right.
But there was, right, they were young, they were vibrant, they were a cool team to be around. And so like you felt better about them. At least I did. I was like, we won freaking 38 games.
The team that we just saw.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was like we won 38 games or 36, whatever it was, and we weren't supposed to win that many, So like I think that's probably the team that I would say as a Bulls team was just as inconsistent. And I think, right, like this team, I said it, this team reminds me a lot of that Golden State team right before they traded Monte. And it still does. It still reminds me of that team where there's no shortage of players that can score on this team. Vooch has 40. Zach LaVine has had 40-point games. DeMar, we know what he can do when he's healthy on the floor. Like, there's no shortage of that. But do all the pieces fit together, and are pieces holding back young pieces from taking that next step? People forget Klay Thompson went from being a 12-point per game guy to being like an 18 to 19-point per game guy the next season. That's a huge jump just by moving on from Monte Ellis. So we've seen it before, right? But I think our question is, right, are the Bulls going to have the balls to do what those other teams did where they were like, hey, we know you really like this guy, but he's not going to be here anymore. Honestly, yeah.
Let's take a call.
I mean, for me, it's just, I mean, and I said this to Pat earlier. I just think that this team has the capability to turn it around. We've seen them beat Boston. We've seen them beat the Nets. We've seen them beat these teams. I feel like the problem is like something is missing where they don't fully put it all together, or they're lacking in one or more areas, like in different games that they shouldn't. Where in different games where they're playing teams that they shouldn't be losing to, like that Wizards game, for example. Like, I mean, that was crazy. But then if you were to tell me that they was going to go out and play Memphis the next time, it'll be like, oh, everything's cohesive. Everybody's singing Kumbaya. We just beat Ja by 12 plus points. Like, so I mean, I don't know. I really can't put my finger on it. I'm of the mindset that the pieces, like I said, like earlier when me and Pat were talking about it, you have to look at everything, right? And the pieces that they say that aren't tradable right now, you pretty much got to look at everything, because there's no time for you to be falling behind or slacking, because you don't got that luxury. You don't got that luxury. You're already behind. But hey, they beat the Warriors. More power to them. I don't know what this means. I'm with Pat. I don't know what this means. Hopefully they don't go to Paris and do that. But hopefully they don't go to Paris and lose. But I have no idea what this means.
Get beat by 25 to the Pistons, bro. Don't go to.
And then have that long ride home.
It's basically a 3-day flight at that point. Then you just feel it for 3 days after that, man.
Who do we play? I got to look at my calendar here. Who do we
That's the Pistons.
We play the Pistons out in Paris.
And then, no, I know that. But then we come back Monday versus, oh, Jesus. We got 4 games in 1 week. Hawks, Pacers, Hornets, Magic after a European trip.
Hawks, Pacers, Hornets, Magic will beat the Hawks. We will get destroyed by the Pacers. We will get outrun by the Magic. And who was the last one?
Hornets.
The Hornets are bad enough. Like, they're literally
it depends on what the Hornets are doing that day.
They're actually just so bad that I can't even pick the Bulls to blow that game.
And then it's a road trip, by the way. So when they come back from Paris, we're going to play the Hawks in Chicago, then a back-to-back in Indianapolis. Big deal. That's a hour flight.
That's a home, yeah.
Then you got Bulls at Hornets Thursday in Charlotte and then in Orlando. Not bad.
It's going to be interesting, man. It's definitely going to be interesting. We got some callers on the line.
We do, man. Let's get to the
go out to the phone lines, man.
First caller. You know who it is. What's up?
I'm real irritated, man. Real irritated. But hey,
there's nothing in my front yard today.
No, I can't. No, I don't mean to be picky, but I can't hear P. Will or Ringo. But hey,
P. Will is on this.
P. Will.
No. Pat and Ringo.
Oh, you can't? Okay, hold on.
No.
Hang on. This is technology here going crazy. How about now?
Check. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yo.
Yeah, I can.
Hey, we in the game, baby. Let's go.
All right.
What's up?
I'm happy about the win, but a little pissed off, man, because again, you know your team can play so much better, but they won't do it against the teams that they need to beat. Again, I'm happy. This is the first time we beat the Warriors in almost years. Vucevic hit a career high, and Pat. So I'm gonna tell you something that you probably might not know. This is Vucevic's career high, and the last time he scored 43 points was against us before he was traded here.
I actually did know that.
Yeah.
I live called that game.
He's about to be traded.
No. Not only that. Hey, Ringo, to answer your question, the reason what's missing on the team, we don't play inside out. The fact of the matter is, we're not a 3-point shooting team. We're trying to play like everybody else in the league, which really we're a half court offensive team. We need to feed the ball into our big man and have him to pass it out, because Vucevic is a real good passer, and that takes a lot off of Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. If we start playing inside out more, I guarantee you're gonna see a lot more wins, but we just won't do that.
The problem is we don't have a lot of outs.
They not consistent about it, and that's something that Billy has already said. Like they're consistently inconsistent. When you needed them to go back to it against Washington, they didn't do it. I mean, it's been a ton. It's been a ton of games where it's like, okay, Vooch has literally dominated this game, but you won't do that in the last 2 minutes to secure the dub against a team that you know you're not supposed to be losing to. So I mean, like I said, I'm not high. I'm not high or low on this. I'm not high or low on this win. I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, they just got to keep moving forward. I really don't got nothing to say until they prove me otherwise.
Yeah, I don't either. But I'm happy to see Nikola Vucevic score 43. Man, I was pissed off when he scored that against us, and now that he's playing with us, he's proven that he's still one of the best in the league. The way I see it.
Vooch to the Warriors, right? What's gonna happen?
I'll take it. Send me Pat Baldwin and I don't want James Wiseman. I ain't gonna lie to you. James Wiseman rolled his ankle just waking up in the morning. Hey, appreciate you as always, Shay.
Thanks, Ben.
Peace.
Take care.
Peace.
All right. You want to blow through some more calls? We got about
Let's hit another one, man. Let's hit another one.
All right, caller. How you doing?
What's going on, guys? What's up, Marcus? What's up, Pat? What's
Jamal.
up, stuff,
How you doing tonight?
What's going on with you, my boy?
I'm good. You know,
Call me by my actual name. First time I heard that.
Huh?
I say, call me by my actual name. You know how many times I don't hear that on a regular basis?
I'm ringing. No, go ahead.
Now, what's good with you, though, my boy?
Okay. Not much, man. First off, let me start by just thanking you, gentlemen, for the work that y'all do in this, as a Bulls fan and for the community. Because y'all, it might not mean nothing to y'all, but y'all have to understand the reason why I call in so much is because, especially this year, you guys have been my therapist, and y'all don't even know it. But I feel like after every Bulls game, I need a therapy session. That's why I call in and listen, and I talk to you guys, because it's my way of releasing the pent-up aggression that boils inside of me after every single Bulls game, whether we win or lose.
You know what's interesting? I wanted to clip this, and you've just reaffirmed this for me. I want to clip this segment of Phil Jackson in the 90s, what they called Phil's moment of zen, where he would get the players in a dark room and light sage and crap like that and like say things. Like, I want to get a clip of that to replay that after a tough loss. Like, Phil's moment of zen can live on through us and our lousy team.
We're the
Do it.
moment.
Do it. Absolutely do it.
I
And
gotta
just
find
spam it every single time. Every time we have a bad L or a good W where it's coming off of a three-game bad L's, just put it on Twitter, Facebook. Go invent a new social media site and put it on there.
A new
That's
meme.
what you need to
Yeah.
do.
So you know what's funny
It's ridiculous.
is we won this game, yet none of us are hyped.
And that's, come on, Pat knows me. He knows what I would have came in here saying. Any other last year, I would have been like, nah, that, would have been my little thing and everything. I'm so confused. It's like we're in an abusive relationship.
Oh
and
my
every
God,
time
that's it.
we get to that point.
That's
every
it.
time
You
we get to that
nailed
point
it.
where we're about to leave, they do something to bring us back. And now we're looking at the mirror like, maybe it's awful. Maybe it's us. Maybe we haven't cheered loud enough. Maybe we're not giving them the support that they need as fans. And then when we start trying to buy in 100%, they go on a 3-game losing streak against 3 of the worst teams in the league. And now you're back to like, why am I even here?
It's facts, though. It's facts, and that's the toughest part about it, dog. It's like I love this team, bro, but I swear, like they just don't love us back. That's really what it is. We know it. We believe
Hey,
it.
nah.
They don't love me no more.
Hey, nah, you know what it's like though. You know what it's like. It's like, yo, you get with the so basically, you get with a chick, y'all in a relationship, and then it's like, get with a chick, you in a relationship,
Get it out,
she
Ringo.
break up with you, y'all get back together. She like, I promise I'm not gonna do this to you no more. And then you out telling all your friends, oh man, she said she wasn't gonna do it no more, man. She said she wasn't gonna do it no more. Hey, she promised. We good right now. We good. She posted me on the gram. She even invited me to our OG crib. We good. 3-game losing streak. Man, you told me you weren't finna cheat on me. It's like, listen, this ain't really been working out.
We all know it's that
I don't know what to tell you.
Do that is like, baby, I love you. I'm gonna never treat you wrong. I'm gonna never cheat on you.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then she goes on Facebook, I hate him, I can't stand him, and then 3 days later they're back together. And it's like, you something, and then she coming up with that excuse, when you really love somebody, you gotta go through the good times and the bad. That's what it is with the team. Like, we love the team so much that we are willing to sit here and go through us. We are the complete opposite of last year. And that's why I'm hoping after All-Star break we somehow go on a magic carpet ride and get to like the 5th seed. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm holding out faith for that. That's just my hope, that we are legitimately opposite. And last year we ended in the first round. This year we somehow make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey, listen.
Just off of what I'm seeing. So
I love it, Maul. Appreciate the call in. Here's the best part about that. Appreciate the love as always, Maul. I hope with some good therapy for you. Here's the best part of it as always, bro. Our magic carpet ride is a 5th seed in the playoffs. Like, that's where we are right now, dog.
It's a dirty carpet, but we'll get on it.
Oh, let's never say that again. All righty. I mean, here's the thing, right? And I'll ask you guys this. When you look at this team, right, we've seen that they have it in them to make it competitive, tough, win the game, fight to the tough wins, continue to get like what is the recipe for just consistency on this team? Is it literally just, and I'm not saying Lonzo Ball's that guy, right? But maybe it's just having a point guard that does run the floor and keep things organized for you. Is it adding a big man? Is it, because here's the thing. There's no way. I'm with everybody who says Billy Donovan doesn't adjust. I'm with y'all. I told y'all that when he came here. We literally have video footage of me saying this. Billy Donovan doesn't adjust in game. He has his game plan. He comes into the game with that game plan. He leaves the game with that game plan. Yep. But his game plan works when players run it.
Yeah. That's true.
What is the answer?
Okay, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is get the team together on a bus with tinted windows at 4:30 in the morning, and then go drive around the city and see who's coming to work. See how the city comes alive and who makes it come alive. Watch the street sweepers that are freezing their ass off at 40 degrees, 30 degrees. and then take some inspiration from that, like you say you do in the locker room. Okay? Get up at 4:30, see the people that make this thing happen. Drive by some bakeries. They're in there. The lights are on. They're working. Drive by construction sites. There's already guys on the job getting it ready.
I love We the Brutes. Hey, that's not safe.
I don't care.
He's got a point.
That's why tinted is the best. No.
But the Chicago Bulls were pulled over by CPD at 4:30 this morning in a tinted bus.
Put them in a prison bus. I don't care. Seriously, I think they're soft. I really do. I think Vuce, maybe not. I don't know because he grew up in Europe, but I don't know what kind of environment he had. But that's it. Yeah, I think it's just heart. I would take a Nate Robinson, Joakim Noah team with 5 other random guys on it and a bench that's just pick them up off the wire than this team right now.
That's tough too, because I don't disagree. Because literally, right, like I said it on the live call. The biggest difference when you saw right there were passes that were coming through, and the ball would hit the floor, and Isles diving on the floor, fighting to get it, kicking it back out. And Caruso's diving on the floor, fighting to get it. I didn't see that versus OKC. I didn't see that versus Washington. I didn't see that. I didn't see that heart, hustle, and muscle, right? But I see it versus Golden State. I see it versus Milwaukee. I see it versus Boston. It's not like the Bulls can't play versus the lower tier teams, but every lower tier team only has one thing to hang its hat on. If you're a bad basketball team, usually you only have one thing to hang your hat on because your talent's not there yet. It's hustle. You got to have some hustle.
And with that, you need the heart behind it. You need to dive for those balls and not just let it go out of bounds and go, well, maybe we'll get it on the inbound. Hey, let's get to a call here.
Do it.
We are going to go to the 847. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Greg. I'm living in Pennsylvania, but, man, go Bulls. Throw down on the Warriors.
I love it, man. I love it. What'd you see tonight?
Man, the 132 is impressive, to be honest with you. I'll take a win or a loss, but AO is the point guard of our future. I heard you talking about softness, man. Yeah. AO from the South Side. We got DeMar from Compton.
What's that mean?
Ain't nothing soft about it.
Okay, tell me a Chicago guy that's won a ring for the Bulls.
I mean, you got Jordan with 6.
Is he a Chicago guy? Did he come from the South Side?
No.
He's from North Carolina.
No.
Okay. So what's that mean? It's a great story. I mean, we love it. It feels great in our heart that it feels like one of us actually made it when a Chicago guy steps onto that court, right?
It's provocative. It gets the people going.
Sure. It's a fantastic story.
I mean, but
I'll
hey,
take
man,
wins,
do you want D Rose back? Because the Knicks are open to trade him.
For who?
Yeah, I was gonna say D Rose did a lot for the Bulls, but I get what Marcus is saying. I would take D Rose back, but you know that's always irrational.
Yeah. Go ahead. You got a trade option?
All right.
What do you got?
So Zach LaVine for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and 2 picks.
They ain't gonna do that.
Oh man, OKC dog. He looks sick though.
Yeah, but they don't have $215 million to spare on that payroll.
Yeah, their payroll as a whole doesn't equal up to $215 million probably. I think Lou Dort probably makes the most out of everybody. And no, I guess
it's Shai. It's Shai. It's Shai and Lou Dort. Yeah. It's like the only 2 people that they paid.
Yeah.
But so the 2 pick part, they got a lot of them. So that would make sense.
They have 37, I believe 37 picks over the next.
They're gonna be set.
Yeah, over like the next 4 years worth of drafts. There's only 2 picks in draft.
The injuries are the problem.
Yeah.
Truthfully, if it's up to me, I trade DeMar off this team before Zach. That's just my thing.
Here's the best part about it, right? And appreciate you calling in, caller, all the way out in Pennsylvania. Appreciate you showing support to the show, man. Really appreciate the love. Here's the best. Here's the thing that we do know, right? At the end of the day, games like tonight are the reason AK is not moving anybody.
True.
Games like tonight are the reason that AK is going to bet on continuity. I've said this on multiple platforms. You need continuity to win championships. No NBA championship team just threw that mug together and all of a sudden won. LeBron James went down to freaking Miami, and it took them a year of playing together. They went to the finals. They lost because they had no idea whose role was what. They just had the best of the best of the best.
Bron, so
no, and Bron, yeah, well, he's the best of the best of the best. You know what I mean? That was G Rockstar in the chat. Shout out to you for calling in, bro. But I mean, that's really what it is, right? Like, you do need continuity to win. But
Yeah,
what's
and
that continuity going to look like?
But here's the thing: you need, as we talked about, heart and hustle. And I hate to talk Stacey King isms because I don't like any of those. But if you have that, we don't have the next man up mentality.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if you know they threw Tony Bradley in the game or Dalen Terry, it's either garbage time or somebody's hurt.
Yeah.
Right. In the old days, you throw somebody off the bench and that was like, okay, I'm playing for the Bulls. I'm gonna impress somebody on the team and then dunk it in so-and-so's face that's been dogging us all night or whatever. Come off the bench. Like the old days was like Ed Neely from the Bulls.
I love that narrative, but the Bulls also was cheating.
Yeah.
The Bulls literally were doing, like, they created the lottery because of the Bulls. Like, the Bulls got 2 first-round picks the same year and got top picks in the draft on a championship team. Stacey King was the leading scorer in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bulls drafted him like, what was he, 3rd overall or something like that? 4th overall? He's the leading scorer in the country. And the Bulls were like, hey, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna just stand there and be big, and you're gonna just be big, and then you're gonna win some championships, and that's your role. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I'm with you. Like, I get, but like, the next man up for the Bulls was a really good player. The next man up on this team isn't. Right? Like, and even right, like, I think even back to those Tom Thibodeau teams.
He was the 6th pick.
He was the 6th pick in the draft, bro. Like, he was cold. Stacey King was the leading scorer in college basketball. But the thing is now, right, even on those Tom Thibodeau teams, right, like, your next man up might not have been the best player on the team, but they built that team literally to say, hey, my next man up is going to be able to play defense.
Yeah.
My next man up is going to be able to just fit his role on this, because the Bulls weren't outscoring that many teams. Well, they were, because they were winning, right? You have to outscore to win. But the Bulls were literally holding teams to 80 points a game, right? Like, we were leading in defense every year, and it's just a different NBA. So I think with this team, right, like, your next man up has to be able to replace the scoring of DeMar DeRozan. That's unrealistic unless you're the Warriors, who just literally were like, we've been winning for so long, we just found a new group of guys that also can score the basketball.
Like, we just got Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga,
But think about that, right? Like, this is how long's the Warriors run been? Probably 12 years now.
8 at least.
8? Well, yeah, I guess I was saying whole Curry.
7 or 8.
Since 2011. They got rid of Monte Ellis in 2011. That's kind of where the young guys started coming up. So you're talking about since 2012 to 2013 or 2023. That's a long time to find one dude. That's a long time to find one dude that can kind of do what Stephen Curry does in a similar fashion.
And needle in a haystack too, because
you know what I mean?
Draft, nobody expected anything like that.
So
and this is the thing. I was one of the first people. Yeah, I told Pat when Jordan Poole first came out. Yeah, he came out too early. So like that, they didn't even know. I mean, well, we didn't even know really what Jordan Poole was gonna be. We just knew that he could score. But I mean that now he's turned into somebody really serviceable. So if those other guys do catch up, then you can at least try to extend the run. But
you bring up Steph, you bring up an interesting point because I think P. Will was one of those preemie draft picks. He should have stayed in school another year.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
probably.
maybe, right? Like I don't disagree with you, but FSU's so weird, dog. Like his numbers at FSU make sense.
Yeah.
Like Scotty Barnes is at FSU. Scotty Barnes averaged what, 11 points a game in college, 12 points a game in college, something like that.
Yeah.
Devin Vassell's a 20+ point per game scorer. He averaged like FSU is literally like, all right, if everyone averages 10, that's 150 points.
Nah, but see, the thing about this is
15-man roster. 150. Okay, you looked at me like I did the math wrong.
No, I got you. It's just a stupid way to play.
Look at it.
It's weird, but it be working, dog. I swear.
It do be working. And the thing about it was that like that FSU team, that like P. Will, Devin Vassell, all those guys together, like I tell people this all the time, and they may not realize this, but that specific team, even if to your point he would have stayed, I still don't think. I still think you'll be looking at the same player just because they don't teach, like that. They wasn't ever gonna teach him how to, expand offensively because that FSU team was actually built to that FSU team was strictly built to stop Duke. It was strictly built to stop Duke. That's all it was. Like that's all it was because.
I'm sorry, Steph.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that they had Zion, they had Devin Vassell, and then after that it was basically just like, look, you gonna stop Zion, RJ Barrett, and Cam Reddish. This is basically what we brought y'all here to do. If y'all do this defensively, I'm finna give y'all like 18 to 20 something minutes a game, and y'all finna score this 12, and we finna go just strictly off that. But that was it.
Yeah, I want to address this comment. Look at Lauri now. It's not him. It's the Bulls. I don't subscribe to that. If that's the case, why didn't he blow up in Cleveland?
Again,
opportunity plays a part, but Lauri also had opportunity in the playoffs, and again, he didn't blow up. I've told y'all, right? And I know Muzz be like, when Muzz were going at me on my P. Will was a bust comment. You capping, you didn't believe in Lauri Markkanen, you was ready to trade him. Yes, I was ready to trade Lauri because Lauri was not healthy. Everybody keeps I don't understand why, like, we just don't remember. Did Lauri's play regress? For sure, but Lauri's play regressed because Lauri couldn't stay on the court. Exactly. Lauri came back, had a couple of bad games, had some good games and started moving them in the right direction, then he'd go back out.
Yeah.
And he'd come back, he'd have a couple of bad games. He'd have a couple of good games, start moving them in the right direction, then he'd go back out. Lauri couldn't stay on the court. Like, did he regress? For sure. Did his role change because Vooch came? For sure. But there's a lot of things that you also have to take into account with moving Lauri Markkanen that have nothing to do with Lauri Markkanen being able to play. Lauri Markkanen averaged 18 and 9 his rookie year in the Chicago Bulls uniform. Do you think that we didn't think he could play? I literally have a video saying me and Steph were we might have been doing a live call. I don't know. I literally said
I was just waiting on you to say that.
He would be the most dominant power. I gotta find it because I keep saying I have this video. Like, he would be the most dominant power forward in the NBA.
We thought he was KP.
I thought he was better than KP. I literally said he would be the most dominant power forward in the NBA if he could stay healthy when he's being aggressive. And a game after I said that, he dislocated his shoulder.
Bro, we called the game, and Pat was like, hey Lauri, like he literally, I will never forget this. It was like legit right after the timeout. And he was like, hey, Lauri got to go straight to the basket on that. He went straight to the basket, popped his shoulder, and it was a wrap. He went straight to the basket, popped his shoulder, and it was a wrap. Nobody ever said Lauri couldn't play. Everybody thought Lauri was decent. Lauri just wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't say that it's the Bulls if you clearly saw somebody that was averaging 18 and 9 and his rookie year will fall off like that. Like, it just doesn't. You can have a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
I mean, but nobody ever said he couldn't play. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, and the heart thing is absolutely it. I don't know if maybe he finally got to Utah and went, man, this sucks. living here. You know,
But you know what?
I need to step it up so I can get the hell out of here.
I will say this: it's the first team ever that he's been on where somebody said, by default, we have nothing else. You are the face of this team.
Yeah.
You're the heart and soul of this team. And listen, opportunity matters for players. I need y'all to understand that 110%. Players are speaking about this a lot more now on different podcasts and stuff like that. But opportunity absolutely matters, because when you become a role player in the NBA, for the most part, for the rest of your career, that is what you are going to be, unless a bunch of players just die all at once, and then you get your opportunity to step up. When you become that player, you rarely fight your way out of being that player. And so even you saw it with Lauri when he went over to Cleveland. They did not view Lauri as a focal point of the team.
They literally told Lauri to be big.
Be big,
told Lauri to be big.
Player, be a tall, small forward. That's all they did with Lauri. So opportunity matters with these ones. He got his opportunity. I'm happy for Lauri. I'm glad he's playing well. I don't feel like the Bulls missed out, because you had to reset what this team is. I'm so sick of everybody complaining about, and by the way, also complaining about Lauri not developing and still saying give up on P. Will. It blows my mind. But I'm so sick of seeing mugs like complain about Lauri not being here when you had to make your basketball team respectable again. Your basketball team wasn't respected by players around the NBA. Nobody wanted to come to this organization. Nobody wanted to be a part of this organization. Nobody wanted to have contract talks in this organization. We couldn't get retired players to want to come here. Darren Collison chose to retire over coming to play for the Chicago Bulls. And said that on this show. He said that we were in talks. There was talks. We thought that we were going to get. I believe he said that he thought that there was going to be a contract in place, but it just didn't work out. Yeah, I mean, like it's you had to reset the respectability of your organization, and now you have done that. Whether we think that this team is good or not, you've reset the respectability of this organization, and players will want to come play for the Chicago Bulls. That's what you needed to do here.
Maybe.
I rest my case. I got to get ready to go do Locked On Bulls, boys. Y'all stay safe out here.
Yep.
All right, bro.
I'll let y'all later.
All right, thanks, Pat. And Steph, we're going to take one last call.
All right, man. Let's do it.
We're going to the 312 right downtown. Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, what's going on? It's Shannon. Crazy that Pat got off, because I wanted to say that little funny little comment. What you say, Ringo? We traded the pick. Everything is just.
We traded.
The moment that I became a Windy City Breeze fan, I ain't gonna lie.
I appreciate that. You know, that's not a good moment. Not a good moment for me. But you know, hey,
it was good. It's
y'all just because of y'all, we get to enjoy it. Probably one of the greatest. Off season of bad history. Well, I mean, yeah, to a certain extent because of y'all. But as far as the game goes, I really wanted to throw out this trade proposal real quick. I want to see what y'all can say. I actually had this on my mind for a while. And then another thing before I get to the trade proposal, it was crazy that Pat went out, because I remember some months ago I told him and Ringo that, man, Joe, I think, we need to probably either find a trade for DeMar or bring him off the bench. So now to see that this whole time went by, I actually heard him on Locked On Bulls the other day say something about he think DeMar is kind of like Jeremy Lin our young players in the way. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a right moment for me. But besides that,
it won't happen.
The trade proposal was. Yeah, the trade proposal was it was before Anthony Davis. This was a couple months ago, but it was actually DeMar and Vooch, and maybe even to sweeten it up for the Lakers, probably Caruso, and probably throw Kobe in there if they want to or not. Maybe another pick in there for Anthony Davis and somebody else. What y'all think?
No way.
No.
Why? First off, why? Why do you want Anthony Davis?
Let me tell you why. First off, And okay, I think he's been injured for a while now. We understand that, okay? But remember that little stretch that he had about like maybe a month ago before he got injured, where he was scoring 50. And y'all don't remember that?
That's because he plays team.
No, I remember. I remember.
Yeah, no, I remember like it was yesterday because
I remember
thinking that we should trade for him because this is the power forward to a certain extent I think we need. And you telling me they looking at it like LeBron only probably got a couple more years. They looking at Anthony Davis. This is probably our most valuable piece right here we can trade besides those 2 first-round picks that we don't want to give up. If we can somehow turn him into, I guess, the Pacers thing where they could have got Buddy Hield and Turner for Russ, I don't know. I guess that must have went out the window. But to me, this instantly put them back in play to a certain extent. You already replacing a player that is barely even there with a guy that can, one guy that can score 28 points, this, that, and the third. And you talking about Vooch? I mean, come on, man. Look what Vooch just did tonight. He's been the most consistent player all year. You telling me the Lakers not looking at this? And then to sweeten it up to make LeBron happy, we'll go get your buddy Caruso. And for us, we there probably throwing another pick. You telling me that ain't good?
No,
for the
it's
Lakers,
not.
I got it. So,
No. I want to say one thing before we get this. Now, I live in Southern California, so I can answer this vibe perfectly. The Lakers understand they will go and get 1 or 2 players that are high salary, but that's it. And they're gonna get on waivers the rest of the entire team. Okay. Then second, I want you to go back and name me 1 game that AD has played in the last 2 years that's against a top 5 defensive team, and tell me what he scored.
Remember, it was just last year he went off against Embiid.
Okay. Who else was hurt? Who else was hurt on the 76ers?
Nah, but I'm gonna give you this. He did play 1 game against the Clippers.
1 game, but 1 game does not make giving up.
You just told me to name 1.
1. Okay. But other than that, there's not the consistency that would warrant us giving up 2 all-stars and multiple picks and Caruso. That's crazy.
Okay, first off, look what the hell we doing with those all-stars. We can't even get them to play together as a team. To be honest, Davis. Oh, listen what I'm saying. I understand.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I understand y'all see we giving away 2 all-stars, but when you really look at it, we probably not gonna win no title this year.
No, we definitely not.
We gotta look at it long term. Anthony Davis kind of fits the age range around Zach. You can go into next year with your starting lineup looking Alonzo at the point, Zach at the 2, probably Pat Will at the 3. You get Anthony Davis at power forward because he don't like playing center, and get you a big man.
But we got a big man, and we got guys. But see, here's the problem: is if you give up Vooch and DeMar, hold on, I'll get you Steph. If you give up Vooch and DeMar and all that, and you just get AD back, and you're giving up Caruso, where are you going to fill the gap of those guys on the team? Because you got to get something.
Okay, it's for filling the gap. And okay, you can probably got to make other trades and stuff like that. I mean, I understand what you're saying. We got other gaps. I mean, I think Anthony Davis kind of fits what he kind of brings more to the table as far as Vooch if he stays healthy. And as far as DeMar, I would hope that Zach will have to take another step. If he takes another step, that probably fills that DeMar void in, and then probably IO, you probably Terry will probably come back next year. Hopefully he'll probably have some type of you know what I'm saying, okay season in the way the little rookie we got, because I keep on hearing his name. So you know what I'm saying, I'm just looking down the long term, because this team not gonna win no title, and we can't just keep holding on to these players like, oh, we're gonna hold them because we still want to be respectable. What the do y'all realize every team in the league right now that's struggling is looking at the Bulls like, yeah, we struggling, but we really looking at them because they really struggle. Because they got 3 all-stars. They supposed to be somewhat in the top 5 range. And right now they struggling even like they in the playoffs. Everybody looking at us to see what we gonna do.
All right, Steph. Give them your response. Hey man, thank
All
you.
right. So this is an issue with your trade proposal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break it down for you like this. So let's just say AD is on the Bulls. Let's go with just the starting five at that point alone, because I want you to understand what you said, right? So now you said you had a lineup of I'm gonna give you two people. You said AD, who we already know.
Mm-hmm.
He has not even played a full 82 game season. You're lucky if you get 60 out of him. That's one. Two, then after that, you brought up to me Lonzo, which yeah, cool. Lonzo's a nice player. We like Lonzo. The truth of the matter is Lonzo's injury prone. Like, so now you traded two like relatively healthy guys for two guys that are consistently hurt. And yeah, AD is gonna give you about a month where he's gonna give you his 30 and 15 or 30 and 17 and maybe 4 with 4 blocks. We're gonna sing Kumbaya. We're gonna be happy. Hopefully Zach takes the next step. But that's only a month out of the season. So then now you're leaving Zach in a situation where it's just him, an injury-prone Lonzo, a P. Will that hasn't taken a step, and whoever else you decide that you want to keep on the team. And then another thing is too, you talked about the picks that the Lakers got. Another thing I got to fill you in on, those picks don't hit until 2027.
Yeah.
They don't got a first round pick until 2027. So like none of that, but see, this is the issue where I say we get too caught up in, oh, I got these trade ideas running through my mind, and we should put these in the 2K and all these trade finder websites that we see, and it's gonna work. You're basically trading away the things that you got now for a future that we know isn't even certain.
Yeah. We don't know a draft.
And that's just all that is.
Yeah.
Like, neither has Jimmy Butler, him, and AD average around the same amount of games played a year. But see, this is what I know. I know that Jimmy's gonna be around playoff time. And he's gonna be productive because I know that he amounts to wins. He's going to be able to get us there. AD barely averages 60 games a season. I get that he's from Chicago. I get that it's gonna be a good story. I forgot who the other caller was before that we took. He said Io's from the South Side. You got DeMar. Cool. They just guys in the city right now. They just guys that's from the city right now. If it's not equating to winning, I don't want it. Because you basically just took out half your team to put in two guys that's not even going to finish the season. Come on, we got to do better. We got to do better, bro. We got to do better.
We need better standards.
That's all I got to say on that, man. I don't know.
You summed it up, man. All right, well, Steph, thanks for joining me on the post-game show, and I'm sure the callers.
Hey, I'm back. Like I said, whenever you need me to hop on, I'm here.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna call this one a night. Thanks for everybody that called in, and I'm sorry for everybody that called in and we didn't get to you. We will definitely be back. We got a Paris game on Thursday. That's going to be very interesting to see. It's against the Pistons, so once again, it's just a coin flip. Who knows what's going to happen? But
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Until then, we'll analyze this one and at least relish the win for what it is. So until next time, thanks for watching, everybody. For Stefan the Don, I am Marcus Couch. Take care, everybody.